Hello there, and welcome back to my Cobalt Core Let's Play series. This is my series where I try to get a hardest win with each of the 56 total possible crew combinations, and today I have Dizzy, Riggs, and Cat as our team members. For the ship, I'm just going to go with the Artemis because it's a well-rounded ship. You could go for the Ares if you wanted to try and do something interesting with, like a prism build with, let's see here, toggle cannons, as toggle cannons is its own unique color. And then the small ship does help with rigs as well, being able to dodge things. I'm not a fan of the Jupiter here. Yes, you do get Jupiter's moons, which again helps with prism. But I think the overall bulk is not good for either Dizzy or Riggs. Nor does the extra Jupiter's moons are too helpful. Gemini, I'm not too much of a fan of. We don't really have much need to swap cannon placements at all. And then Tide Runner. Tide Runner is generally considered a strong ship, but I think Artemis is a more well-rounded one. Here we have Dizzy on the team, so we don't want to lose one max shield if we can help it. No one else really cares about hull, so I'm fine with losing 1 or 2 max hull. And then here, common artifact can be very hit or miss. I think just removing a card is the better option, as we can remove 1 basic shot. We already have 2 extra damage attack things, so having a third of the deck be dedicated to damage is good enough, in my opinion. We already have a Drake.exe, so I'm not excited about this. Quick thinking can be helpful. Scramble can also be helpful. We do have 3 repair yards, no elites in that pathway. But yeah, let's go with Scramble for now, just because Evade can be very useful. I'm going to pick up Hot Compress, just for the off chance that I can actually use it to gain 1 hull at the very last turn. Attack Drone is probably one of the best starting cards in the game, just because it both attacks and defends. I didn't use Draw Shot there, so I could use Scramble. There we go. Even more Attack Drone. And more Evade, so I'm not worried about this enemy at this point anymore. I should have enough of everything to deal with what they throw out. Okay. Okay. I can't do 3 damage. That is unfortunate. Okay, I'll gain some extra evade. And hopefully next deck rotation we get it. Yes. There we go. We heal, and because the fight ended, we don't get the damage from overheat. We don't need a 3rd scramble. Options is okay. And we could try going for a lot of cheap cards, I think. But we don't need options for that. I think we can just get all of these to 0 costs. And then the 2 scrambles should help us with our evade needs. Here, just because we have 2 scrambles, I think we are good to take on the fight if it happens. Ion Converter does work well with 0 cost strategies, so yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Here I'm picking up Battalion. just because I can thin out my deck quicker. I forgot what the card's called, but the card that moves the enemy around is also a decent option. Primarily because you can better deal with these shield drones. Okay, here. What's it called? The battalion basically solves for this turn. Okay. Here I have the shield to take the hit, so I'm fine with sacrificing some shield to try and close out this fight. There we go. Ooh, selective memory is almost always a free draft because you can select any card in your deck. I'm going to pick it up just because it's useful. And here I'm going to pull my first zero cost card and move on my way. Here, let's see what our EXE cards give. Solar Flare, just to deal with a turn in a pinch. And Repair Kit also thins out the deck. I guess I am going to take a hull damage. But the good news is Repair Kit does actually going to cover that. No, I'm going to reword that. Repair Kit is going to take care of our missing hull that we lost this fight. Ooh, we can hit. Hit again. And then I'll set this up for next turn. And there we go, no more missing hull. Hit. And one more damage to go. Ooh, boost capacitors is tempting. But no, I want to go for the just make everything zero cost. Because we're doing a bunch of zero cost cards, prepped batteries doesn't do much. Overcharger does help with our low damage output we have right now. Let's see here. Yeah, zero cost attack I think is pretty much needed. We can thin the deck a little bit in the next shot. Ooh, Seer. It could be used to push the ball a little. Isaac Shield Drone is a pretty nice option. And there we go. Overcharger for the win. Oh, Grazer Beam. That's one or another third of the infinite combo, the other being Basic Shot A and Recaliber. We're already at max hull, so we don't need nanofiber hull, and then Jumper Cables does nothing at max hull, so yeah, let's try and leave ourselves room to get lucky. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm fine with the EXE cards existing. They could also exhaust by themselves. For now, I'm just going to thin the deck some more and continue on. Corrupted Core just to get rid of it. This will almost always do 0 damage. Heatsink could do something. And is there any card I don't want to draw? Well, actually, I can pick a 0 cost card here. Yeah, what does Isaac give me? Squadron Strike? Yeah, I'm fine with that. Next turn is going to be look a little rough. I'm taking a hull damage no matter what I do here. It's fine, just not ideal. There we go. This attack drone is putting in work as it's dealing 8 damage this turn. Next turn it's 10. And it also helps this. Yeah, like, I mean, this attack drone nearly did. Yeah, no, I think the attack drone covered half the damage of this entire fight. Okay, Simplicity would be great here. Genesis is a okay draw. AI Overflow, as we're going for 0 cost, is decent. It also exhausts itself. Flywheel. Technically, there's an infinite build with Flywheel. I don't think we're getting it with this team composition. So we're going to go with Genesis, and hopefully we have a way to deal with the Genesis canisters. As Riggs is on the team, Shaft Emitters is nice because we have the evade to deal with it. We don't really have the firepower for cross sync to become useful. So Shaft Emitters it is. We will want to thin out our deck eventually, so Sharp Edges is good here. And again, we don't really have too much for Crosslink. It is okay. Rebound Reagent is a pick you could do. I'm gonna go with Crosslink as I think just doubling down on evade is better. Despite me thinking that it's not going to activate too much. Okay, so we need to deal with this turn right away. Shield Surge. Get rid of Corrupted Core. A hit. Our first Genesis canister is gone. Repair Kit. Break. Aggressive Armoring, that's nice. And then, yeah, I'm fine with the opponent getting a Repair Kit. Helps me deal with this turn. There we go. Second Genesis canister. Okay, last Genesis canister, we do lose 5 hull. And we should stabilize from here on out. I am at least hoping we do. Bolt B is a decent option. Just helps us get more 0 cost cards for us to use. Okay, upgrade card. 2 elites in this pathway, which is nice. Sharp Edges. Yeah, I'm fine with giving away Sharp Edges. It helps. It damages our damage output, but we're at least have some room to have bad turns now. There we go. Attack drone. Break.exe. We have desperate measures. I don't want to lose a bunch of hull here, so I'm not doing Hell's Heart. Fine, I'll pick up Scramble. Razor Beam is already hitting here regardless. And then Attack Drone just for the... use up the last bit of energy. Yeah. It's largely there just to use the last bit of my energy I have anyways. And it also saves me a shield. Damage. I'm gonna go Scramble just because Evade is more valuable to me. Hit. Three more damage. Should be easy enough to come across. There we go. And I don't need anything. Quick thinking is tempting just because of the zero cost cards we have. And then recalibrate. Recalibrate's the last bit we need. Okay. Now the entire goal is just to remove cards we don't need. Shield Surge is just a weaker... No. Shield Surge is a stronger... basic block. Anyways, we don't need prepped batteries. We do get Sharp Edges back. Which is not going to be useful long term, but hopefully short term it gets us to where we want to be. Hotfoot gets rid of itself. We lose a hull here, but that's fine. It's mostly just being able to get through what's it called? We just have to get through this fight. Sharp Edges should get that dealt with. And then I'll build up resources for phase 2. Now the next best thing for us to find after getting Recaliber is a Jettison Hatch. And then for the boss artifact, Simplicity is our next best one. Hit again. Oh, I guess I did have lethal that turn. Oh well. Okay. We want none of that. Perpetual motion device is yet again another infinite we can go for. It's actually a harder infinite to go with. In fact, it has the exact same lineup as the current one we're going, except it needs even more. With the requirement being every card in the deck is zero cost or exhausts. I guess getting Flywheel can make an exception to that, but it's still difficult nevertheless. 10 damage to go. Hit, shift shot. Keep going to the right. Let's see here. We eventually boil down to a 9-card deck, it looks like. There we go. We get to heal back our missing hull from earlier. Oh. Bolt? Yeah, I think. Oh, fine. No. Selective memory. Remove a card. Yeah, scramble. Selective memory. There we go. That at least gets rid of itself. I think both of these don't do anything. I guess shield drone can help me get extra shield going. And then we'll get corrupted or selective memory out of the deck. Get. You're going with 8 cards. Okay, there's a way I can go for the infinite now. Go off to the side. Okay, still don't have it. I didn't need to use... Oh, no, I did. I forgot I had shaft emitters. Okay. Draw shot becomes draw 3 at this point. And now we have it. So yeah, this is the infinite. Essentially how it works is because basic shot A costs 0 energy, you can keep playing it. Razor beam makes it so when you miss, you still deal 1 damage, and then recalibrate makes it so you miss the shot on purpose and you can redraw basic shot. And then yeah, from here I'm still going to work towards a perpetual motion win condition, just because that is so much easier to, or not easier, it's faster to pull off. Second opinions could help with getting this quicker, and then warp mastery is, yeah, warp mastery just helps me with the early game setting up the setting up the condition where I can win. 3 repair yards is nice to see. Volatile Vapor is a 1-cost card. Well, 9 damage is a decent amount. Cover, recover again. And we got it. Damage, just get through fights quicker. Remove a card. Shield Surge costs us energy. It's on purpose. I guess I should have used AI Overflow first. Missile Shot? It. 13 damage isn't too bad. There we go, we got there. And then we should just have enough to close out. Again, we need nothing. Remove a card. Scramble costs energy. Yeah, with the exception of draw shot, everything else has either exhaust or has the potential to exhaust. AI overflow. Draw everything. Small boulder. This is a 1 cost. Hopefully we have enough to do a fair bit of damage here. Yes, I am sacrificing a hull here, just because I will have to get through this fight anyways. But the nice thing is, because we have perpetual motion device, we can at least deal a decent chunk of damage. You know, we are physically blocked from the infinite here. Okay. There we go. Yes, I know stun charges there. If we had something like flywheel, yes, I'd actually be picking this up, just because that could allow us to have a 1 cost card in here and be fine. But we don't need it. Multi-threading. And we can pick up multi-threading. I'm going to pick up AI overflow. That way I get all my cards. Get this pulled. And now we have everything to just win. Again, blocker burnout. If I had flywheel and perpetual motion device, I would pick it up. Let's see here. I think with the combination of second opinions, AI overflow, I am fine with doing removing draw shot. Just by the off chance I can go for the infinite with a perpetual motion device. Solar flare. And then let's see if we get lucky here. We do not get lucky. Well then, oh, second opinion. Pick you up. And we have every card in my deck. So, it's just going to be this for about a minute. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It did eventually just come down into getting the infinite, but if I did not get like something like Recalibre, the plan was to upgrade Draw Shot to draw 3 cards. That way I'm spending 3 energy to potentially get 4 different actions. And that could look like I do 3 damage and get an evade for 1 energy, which is a pretty decent deal. That, or I could swap one of those out with a shield if I upgrade basic block to basic block A. I really wasn't considering a prism build anywhere in this fight, so I wasn't really looking to pick up EXE cards. I was kind of already leaning a different direction early on. Dizzy here basically helped me get some extra block early on, and then even a little bit in the mid game as well. But yeah, Riggs is one of the characters that has some combo potential. They aren't, I think, as combo heavy as someone like Books is, but they can still pull off some neat things. Or not, I shouldn't say not combo heavy. They're not infinite prone like Books is, but they can still help with it. They do generally rely on some sort of combo to do a win con if you're relying more on rigs to do things. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I wish you guys have a nice day. Take care.